Hello everyone, hope you all are good. I am Dr. Sonu Rai, Principal Kendriya Vidyalaya number 1 Jhansi, present before you to discuss Chapter 6 Equitable and Inclusive Education Learning for All of National Education Policy 2020. I would like to start with the quote of Swami Vivekananda that how can there be any progress of the country without the spread of education? Real education is that which enables one to stand on one's own legs. Now, what is the need of national education policy? The country has started a stage in its economic and technical development when a major effort must be made to derive the maximum benefit and to ensure that the fruit of change reach to all sections. Education is the highway to achieve the goal. In the view of this, the Union Cabinet of India has approved National Education Policy 2020 on 29 July 2020. This policy aims to shape an education system that benefit all of India's children. Next is the what is the equality in education. The new policy will lay special emphasis on the removal of disparities and to equalize educational opportunity by attaining to the specific needs of those who have been denied equality so far. Now, what is the objective of national education policy, especially for this particular chapter? The main objective of this chapter is to achieve an inclusive and equitable education system so that all children have equal opportunity to learn and thrive, so that participation and learning outcome are equalized across all genders and social categories by 2030. Friends, giving the privilege of inclusion, it's not the privilege, it's their right. So I can say inclusion is a right, not a privilege for a selective few. Now we will discuss about what is social justice and equality. You can see this picture. Here the students, the people are giving the same option, but there is some difference in their equality. So this policy says that education is a single greatest tool for achieving social justice and equality. Many children deprived of getting education because of their birth, circumstances, background, and some physical as well as some mental disorders. This education policy provides opportunity to all students to learn, to get education and to reach and excel. This policy is very important in having one feature that the policy is bridging the social category gaps in access, participation and learning outcome in school education. Okay, now gender and social category gap. Here you can see I've tried to show all types of gender, and all government policies are trying to bridge gender and social category gap in all levels of education. Even that large disparities still remain, especially at secondary level. We see that the number of students is higher in primary classes, whereas it reduces in secondary classes, particularly for particularly in some special groups which we call socio-economically disadvantaged groups. What are these groups? These groups are the groups which are low in income status, which have low income, low education status, and these groups are historically underrepresented in education. Okay, on the basis of some identities, these groups are categorized into 5 categories. One is gender identities. Gender identities, this group includes female and transgender. Socio-cultural identities, this include scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, other backward classes and minorities. Geographical identities, it includes the people from villages, small town, aspirational districts. Disabilities, which includes physical as well as learning disabilities. And the next is socio-economic condition. This group includes migrants, victims, children of victims, orphans, child beggars. This is child beggar. So we can see that these are the groups. These are the groups of underprivileged. These are the groups which are socio-economically disadvantaged groups. Okay, what are aspirational districts? So we will discuss on aspirational districts. Aspirational districts are poor socio-economical districts of India. Niti Aayog has launched one program for aspirational districts in 2018, and around 115 districts are there in 28 states in India, at least one from each state. These districts are poor in income. These districts are poor in education status also. Here in this map, I have tried to show the districts which are categorized as aspirational districts, and the area of focus for these districts: health, nutrition, agriculture, financial inclusion, skill development, basic infrastructure, and the main area is education. The main area of focus in these groups is education. Now we will talk about the enrollment position. As I have already told that the number of the student decreases when we move from primary to secondary classes, and especially it's pronounced in many such groups: SE, DGS, socio-economically disadvantaged groups, and the greater fall has been found in female students. In our country, the number of female student in higher education is very less, and it becomes steeper. It becomes steeper in higher education also. Now, this data which was produced by UDICE in 2016-17. Here, through this graph, it is clear that the number of students decreased from primary to secondary. This blue is primary, this maroon is secondary. Especially in case of SEDG groups. In case of SE, it was 19.6% in primary, whereas it decreased to 17.3% in secondary. In the same way, in the case of scheduled tribe, it was 10.6% in primary and reduced to 6.8% in secondary. In differently able children, this was 1.1 in primary level and reduced to 0.25 in secondary level. So it is quite clear that the number of students, the enrollment position decreased when we move from primary to secondary, which is a great concern of education policy. From the previous data, it is quite clear that the number has decreased. Now, what are the factors behind this? The factor behind the decreasing in number is lack of quality education. Lack of quality education, especially in some special groups, especially in remote areas. Lack of S's, even in remote areas, they are not well connected with the cities. They are not well connected with the towns. So, due to lack of education institute, the number of students decreased in secondary level. Next is the poverty. It is the major factor. Poor families struggle to send their children to school even when their schools are in S's. Social mores and customs. Many communities don't believe in sending girls to school, and at some places, practice of sitting based on the caste system, and the children of remote areas are unable to connect with the school due to language problem also. So these are the main factors which are responsible for decrease in the enrollment position from primary to secondary. Now we will talk about the education of children from tribal communities. What this education policy focus, we will discuss about that. Number one is historical and geographical part. Tribal areas are not well connected with the towns and cities, so children are deprived of getting secondary education. Besides that, the connections between formal schooling and their own lives is unclear, so they feel it irrelevant and foreign for them. Like we can say that the students from the tribal communities, they are surrounded by some shrubs, they are surrounded some by jadi booty, some other kinds of plants, and we are teaching them ornamental plants, we are teaching them in our scientific manner. So the content, it is not related with them. So as they feel that content is not related with their lives, and they think that it is irrelevant for their life. The learning material, and the last thing is that the learning material and the language of the textbook are also difficult for them to understand. As textbooks don't incorporate tribal knowledge. Our textbook is the language of the textbook, the text of the textbook, it do not include their own languages. So this education policy emphasizes to include the needs, the values of these people also. Now, education of children belonging to scheduled caste communities and other backward classes. Due to various historical and linguistic factors, scheduled caste and other backward classes communities face severe disadvantages at multiple levels. Thus, this education policy recommends bridging the social category gaps in SS, participation and learning outcomes in school education. It also suggests recruitment of teachers from scheduled caste and OBC communities. This policy recommends for linguistic problem easy read material translated into their local spoken languages. Now we will talk about the education of children from minority communities. Minorities are also relatively underrepresented in school and higher education. This policy focuses on strengthening of minority school by adding various subjects, subject teachers, well-equipped laboratories and libraries. Now the main point, the focus of this chapter is education of children with special need. Here we will use the short term for these children is CWSN, children with special need. This policy recognizes the importance of providing children with special need the same opportunity of obtaining quality education as any other child. To implement the policy, the physical access to school enabled through barrier-free structure like ramp, handrails, special toilets, and suitable transportation. Here in our KV we have such type of structures. So I have tried to show you through this picture barrier-free structure. This is ramp, handrails, disabled-friendly toilets, and some signboards, which makes the physical access to school suitable for the disabled children. Home-based education. The RT Act, the Right of Education Act, provides the right to opt for home-based education with the severe and profound disability. This policy says that the children who have profound disabilities, they have the right to get education at their home. some agencies, some open schools are also there which are providing such type of education. For this policy have a very good reform. It suggests that orientation of parents or caretakers of learning material to enable parents to actively support the children learning needs. This policy says that the parents and the caretakers of such students should have an orientation program so that they can support their children for getting normal education at their home. In the words of Swami Vivekananda, if the poor boy cannot come to education, education must go to him. This policy fulfills his dream. Now see resource for integration of disabled children. In this picture I have tried to show that this is one jhula, some play in the scene of the playground. Here you can see that the structure of tables, structure of the infrastructure of the playground is friendly for disabled children. The school complex should be maintained for friendly for these children. The National Education Policy suggests the special school complex as per the norms of RPWD Act, that is Right of Person with Disability, which includes barrier-free access, sign language, establishment of resource center, appropriate technology based on tools. This policy focus on involvement of disabled children at in all activities, including games and all other activities, games and sports, vocational education. So we can say that this policy is this policy focus on the all around development as all around involvement of the all children. Okay. This policy suggests the recruitment of special educators, appropriate teaching learning material, tools like textbooks with the large font, braille and accessible format of the books. These are some sign languages which disabled children used, braille, and here one office for disabled children where they can know about the benefits, about the schemes, about the policies which are present in the school. Inclusion and equal participation of disabled children. The main goal of this education policy is to inclusion of all children from foundation to higher education. This policy suggests to adapt the recommendations of RPWD Act 2016 in teaching system and also endorse the recommendations while preparing the curriculum framework by NCERT and other agencies. And now the next is the most important gender is transgender. As we all know that in our society there is not very important place of this transgender children. So this education policy focus on their development also. This policy suggests measures and some implementation for inclusion of transgenders also. As we have been living in the society where a lot of prejudice still exists, the transgender community face tremendous bias despite of all efforts. This policy focus on ensuring their school education, initiating measures to remove discrimination, safe and supportive school environment so that they can adjust, they can adapt with the environment. Curriculum and notebooks need based. Teachers should be sensitized about their issues, about the issues of transgenders, about the need of transgenders, about the environment of transgenders. School and school complexes should be developed in this way. Okay, now look at this picture. I will give you few seconds to think over this picture. Here in this picture, you can see so many types of animals, so many species of animals are there, and only one teacher, one master is there. The master is very good, the master is very fair, the master is having equal thinking for all the learners. He is saying for a fair selection, everybody has to take the same exam. Please climb on the tree. Now, look at this picture. This is a picture of my school, Kendra Vidyalaya number 1 Jhansi. Here I have tried to show inclusive education. In this slide, in this picture, there is a girl with some learning disorder. Again, in the same, we have included the girl with other rest girls. It again shows the inclusion of all children. Now we will talk about learning disabilities. What are learning disabilities? Learning disabilities are disorder of central nervous system, which greatly impact one or more areas of learning. The learning disability is not a problem with intelligence or motivation. These children who have this disability, they are not dumb, they are not lazy, but they have some nervous system problem. Okay, what are learning disabilities and what this education policy suggests? For learning disabilities, this education policy suggests that each school, each teacher should identify the children of such disabilities. So we can say early identification. Each school and each teacher should have specific plan, use of appropriate technologies, appropriate technique, and the most important is to allow these students to work at their own pace. Flexible curriculum. On the flexible curriculum, that is on the basis of the child strength. If the child has the disability, so as per his or her strength, the school should reduce the curriculum, because some students have disability of reading, some students have disability of calculation, some have disability of speaking, some have the problem of pronunciation. So these are the main learning disabilities. And the most important for the entire school is to creation an ecosystem for appropriate assessment and certification. This education policy suggests some national assessment centers like Parak, which has given some guidelines and recommendations. So schools should follow these guidelines and the recommendation for proper and appropriate assessment and certification of these students. The quote, everybody is genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, entire life he will believe that it is stupid. Okay, now we will talk about the policies and the schemes which are suggested by education policy, especially for socio-economically disadvantaged groups. This policy suggests targeted scholarship, conditional cash awards to the parents, providing bicycles. Now talk about the targeted scholarship. This policy suggested a scholarship for the children of these groups. Conditional cash award to the parents, to those parents who send their children to the school at higher education, at secondary education, providing bicycle, because these children belongs to remote areas, so the schools are very far from their native place, so this policy suggests to provide bicycles. Some measures are also suggested by this policy, that providing bicycles, organizing cycling and walking groups. These are the important for SS and safety of the girls as well as the other children. One-to-one tutors, open schooling like NIOS, quality ECCE reap. ECCE means Early Childhood Care Education. Here I have shown, here this picture shows that a very good early childhood care education center, that is the Anganwadi, where the student is using laptop. If we have such type of early education care centers, then there will be, I think there then will be no or less decline in higher education and secondary education. And the most important is counseling. Counseling of the parent, counseling of the community members, counseling of the student, so that they send their children to higher education and secondary education. This policy suggests the constitution of special education zones. The large population from underrepresented groups should be declared special education zones, where all the above schemes and the policies are implemented to the maximum through additional efforts and funding from the center and state governments to change their education status in true manner. Next is quality education of girls. As we all know that the position of girls, the education status of the girls, the women is focus area, concern area of our education system. The number of the girls maybe is higher at primary, it gradually decreases up to senior secondary and higher education. This policy ensures 100% participation in school system. It suggests the change of mindset, as people think that what is the need of sending girls to the proper school, what is the need of the girls to sign the colleges, to sign the universities. So mindset change is required. This policy also suggests the recruitment of teachers, female teachers, because of their safety and security, so that the girls can be safe in the school. This, apart from these, the few attractive schemes like a bicycle cash award are also suggested to encourage girls, to motivate the parents for proper schooling. Next is Gender Inclusion Fund. We were talking about the various schemes of the government to provide cycle, to provide cash award, and so many things. So from where this fund will raise? The central government, the government of India will constitute this fund, which will be used for equitable quality education for all the girls, transgenders, and for the SEDG groups. This fund will be available for all the state government, and state government will use this fund to implement the central government policies to enhance the education of girls, transgenders, and underrepresented groups. Okay, other policies and other schemes, other facilities given by the government and suggested by this education policy are free boarding facility. As these people are from remote areas, they are not well connected with the cities, so policy has suggested free boarding facility. Think over it, boarding facilities and free also, so it motivates the children of such area to get education. And these boarding schools are not any low grade level. These are matching the standard of Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya for the students who are coming from these groups. Suitable arrangement for the safety and security of children, as well as especially for the girls. All arrangements should be ensured for the safety and security of the girls. The strength and extent of Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya up to class 12th. And this policy also suggests additional Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalayas as well as KVS in aspirational districts and in special education zones. The most important thing, the most important focus of this policy is preschool section covering at least 1 year early childhood care education to KV and other primary schools. Now, strengthening of traditional pedagogy. This policy suggests modernization of labs, library, and advancement of teaching technologies, teaching methods in all schools which are in remote areas, which are for these children. The most important is awareness and knowledge of teaching of these children. Awareness and knowledge to teach the targeted groups. It should be the integral part of all teacher education. Gender sensitization. The teachers, the students, and all the stakeholders should be sensitized how to deal with various genders, with the girls, with the boys, with the transgenders. Inclusive education should be the integral part of pre-in-service course as well as teaching in-service course of education. Now this policy also focus on the career options. It suggests to introduce NCC wings in secondary and higher secondary schools, especially in these areas, especially for these children like tribal areas and for the underrepresented groups, because it will provide them career in various defense forces. Single window system. We have heard about many schemes, many policies of education system that this benefit, that benefit, so many benefits are there. But how the student, how the parent of such groups will get easily these schemes? So this for the policy suggested one single window system. There will be one website, there will be one single agency which will provide all the schemes, which will provide all the awareness to such students which are beneficial for their education. Now, education culture. When transgenders, when the underrepresented groups are also included in normal education system, so the culture of the education system will change. All the participants in the school education system, including teachers, principal, administrators, counselors, students, will be sensitized to the requirements of all students, the notion of inclusion and quality and equality, and in all respect, dignity and privacy of all persons. Such an educational culture will provide the best pathway to help students become empowered individual, who in turn will enable society to transform into one that is responsible towards its most vulnerable citizen. Sensitization. Students should be sensitized by teachers, counselors for new environment of the school for inclusive education. The school curriculum will include early on material on human values such as respect of all persons, empathy, tolerance, human rights, gender equality, non-violence, global citizen, inclusion and equality. It would also include more detailed knowledge of various culture, religion, languages, gender identities, etc. to sensitize and develop respect of diversity. जैसे कि हम लोग कहते हैं अनेकता में एकता, तो this policy suggests अनेकता में एकता. Now, I would like to end with few lines. मैं नन्हा सा पथिक विश्व के पथ पर चलना सीख रहा हूँ. मैं नन्हा सा पथिक विश्व के पथ पर चलना सीख रहा हूँ. मैं नन्हा सा विरह विश्व के नभ में उड़ना सीख रहा हूँ. पहुंच सकूं लक्ष्य तक मुझको ऐसे पग दे दो, पर दे दो, पग दे दो. पथ मेरा अलौकित कर दो. मैं नन्हा सा पथिक विश्व के पथ पर चलना सीख रहा हूँ. So with this, I would like to thank DC sir, AC madam for giving me this opportunity to discuss my views on 6th chapter of education policy. Thank you all of you. Thank you very much.